Welcome to another episode of Reading with Dr. Liz. Today I have with me my niece Nia, and we're going to read The True Beauty in You by Stephanie Joy Grigg. So Nia, this book is about a little girl who doesn't really like her hairstyle and doesn't like getting her hair combed. I remember when I was little, I loved getting my hair done, but I didn't have a lot of hair. I used to always ask my mother to put my hair in a ponytail because all my friends had ponytails. Nia, how do you feel about your hair?
Well, I really like doing cool hairstyles, but it takes a long time to get my hair done, and it hurts a lot.
Oh boy. Well, let's see what happens in this book, The True Beauty in You. Good morning, my princess. It's time to rise and shine. Yawned and with a good stretch, Madison Joy replied. Good morning, Mommy. Peeling the covers back, she immediately thought of seeing her friends again at school. She misses her friends, and I know all of you miss your friends at school. After taking a shower, she rolls her eyes, anticipating her not-so-favorite part of the day, getting her hair done.
Margaret returned to the room with smiles to collect needed items to brush her daughter's hair. Madison Joy sat enthusiastically in her chair as she did each morning. Mommy, can't we just leave my hair like it is and stick a bow on the side? Oh no, I wouldn't think of it. Every princess deserves to be beautiful every day, said Margaret. Madison Joy shouted, But Mommy, I'm not a princess. Why, of course you are, said her mother with a smile, and she began brushing her daughter's beautiful, thick, and curly hair into a puff on each side while singing. It's a beautiful day to be a princess. Who knows what the day will hold? It's a wonderful day for a princess to be beautiful, fearless, and bold.
Well, now let's see what happens in Madison Joy's day. All of a sudden, Madison Joy felt the pain of the brush and yelled, Ow! Her mother replied, I'm sorry, sweetie. Did that hurt? I don't know what it is, Madison Joy said, but you always put that hard, prickly thing on my head. My hair is thick enough. I don't see why I need anything else besides my huge puffs. Mommy responded, that's your... And before Mommy could finish, Madison Joy interrupted her and said, No, Mommy, it's not. I'm not a princess, okay? I don't look like the other princess girls in my class. I'm not pretty like them. My clothes don't look like theirs either. I don't have anything in common with them. I wish I were a princess, but I'm just me, a regular black girl with bushy hair and this hard thing you stick on my head every day. I think Madison Joy is a princess, and I hope she realizes it one day that she really is a beautiful black girl.
Margaret sighed and hugged her daughter, Madison Joy. I know you'll see what I see one day soon, she said. Now would you take a look at yourself in the mirror to check your outfit and your hair before you go to school? No, ma'am, Madison replied. She just shook her head and walked out of the bedroom and headed towards the front door. When Madison arrived at school, she went straight to Miss McCoy's room and soon saw her classmates. Before walking towards them, she observed the other girls in her class. They were talking and chatting on the blacktop, awaiting the bell to enter the building. How she longed to be regal and beautiful like them.
She thought to herself, oh, look at Megan. Now talk about a princess. Her long, silky black hair was adorned with a sparkly light blue ribbon that flowed down her back with her hair. And there's Portia. She's a princess too. She wore a glittery red and gold sash that crossed from her left shoulder to her right hip. Hear her with her friends and she thinks her friends are princesses. But I think she's a princess also. I like her puffs.
And then there's my best friend Maya. Maya always listened and understood Madison Joy, most when she would tell her that she didn't feel like the other girls. But Maya would always say, Joy, you're such a nice person. Don't worry about the other stuff. Madison Joy was proud of how nice she was. She always said please and thank you. She made sure to say her grace before eating. She said her prayers each night before bed. She never teased or bullied the other students in her class. And she even always said, yes ma'am, no ma'am, or yes sir, no sir to adults. But she often thought to herself, why can't I be a beautiful princess like them? Even Maya carries a shiny scepter. Madison Joy looked down at herself and nothing about her said princess.
All right, class, let's line up, called Mrs. McCoy. We have a special day planned for you all. Cheers erupted from the students walking into the building and into the classroom. As they emptied their book bags and sat at their desks, they awaited the special plans that were arranged for them. Mrs. McCoy continued, "Today we will have a guest artist visit our class." Excitement filled the air with applause and a group of conversations in the classroom. "Our guest will teach us about using modeling clay, and we will create sculptures here in class," she responded. Mrs. McCoy, are we going to make statues as big and tall as we are?" asked Ray. With a smile, she replied, "No, Ray. Mr. Edmond will explain further, but we will create a 3D model of a person's head and shoulders."
Soon, Mr. Edmond and his team entered the room and were introduced to the class. Sheets were spread across each desk and aprons were given to each student. After watching and working with Mr. Edmond to get used to working with clay, the team worked with students who were divided into pairs. The assignment for each student was to create a sculpture of their partner. Suddenly, hearing the assignment, Madison Joy felt so sorry for her partner Megan. "She's so beautiful and so much like a princess, and I'm so regular," thought Madison Joy.
The project took several weeks to complete. The students added color and fancy ornaments. This made Madison Joy feel even more self-conscious. She wondered how quickly Megan would finish her task of creating a statue. She almost apologized for not being like all the other girls and not being enough to have something that looks pretty. Nevertheless, she busied herself with making a statue that looked most like the beautiful Megan. She did this to the very best of her ability, and even included the sparkly light blue ribbon that adorned Megan's long hair. So Madison Joy feels that her friend Megan will be able to make her statue look beautiful because it represents Madison Joy. I hope Madison Joy realizes how beautiful she is.
The day arrived when each student presented their sculpture and would give it to the subject. The sculptures were all covered with the artist's name on the canvas. Madison Joy soon presented her model of Megan to the class and then to Megan. Megan was ecstatic about how lifelike her sculpture looked. "She's beautiful. Thank you, Maddie." It seemed that it took forever for Megan's turn to come. And finally, when it was Megan's opportunity, Madison Joy dreaded having her sculpture presented to her. She thought to herself, "Why is Meg so amped to give me this plain thing?"
I can't wait to see what Megan created. Let's find out together. But Megan uncovered her sculpture and explained how she created it just as the other students did. Brilliance and colors of splendor were everywhere, but the brightest reflections of light came from the head of the sculpture. Megan exclaimed, "Madison Joy, you didn't have to make fun of me and make up stuff," she cried. "What do you mean? It looks just like you, Maddie," exclaimed Maya. "Well, what are those gold and bright colors on the head?" asked Madison Joy.
Madison Joy couldn't believe her eyes. She looked at herself and then at the clay model. She looked at herself again and tears began falling down her face. What she thought was wild bushy hair was folds of curls, and what she thought was this hard, prickly item on her head was the most beautiful tiara she'd ever seen. It even had stones that glistened with each turn catching the light.
All the way home, Madison Joy looked at Megan's creation with such pride. She burst through her front door to greet her mother and recounted her day with so much excitement. She said, "Mommy, it's me. I never knew that I am a princess."
Madison Joy looked up and asked, "Mommy, am I really this beautiful?" "Absolutely, Princess. I don't think you've ever really looked at yourself long enough to notice," her mother said. Madison Joy thought for a moment and then asked, "So, Mommy, am I really a princess?" Margaret replied, "You certainly are. Like every little girl, you just have to realize the true beauty in you."
I'm so happy that Madison realized how beautiful she is. All of us are beautiful. We all look different, but we're all beautiful. The end.
The book had an amazing message. It's that even if you don't believe you're a princess, you are. Here's a viral video of a little girl calling herself ugly.
I'm not even playing with you. I don't even like
I'm
kids.
so ugly.
Oh,
What?
don't say that.
always remember that you are a princess. Wear your tiara